Times now is back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to rhymes. I'm in the boot straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent, Daily Plant, the Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut, rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because back to the rhymes. It's on that. Uh-oh. Clean little house. All right. Welcome back. Let's get the list out. School Us album sales. So I did check in with my man at Seattle Records. So no real action there to talk about with this, but I did inquire. I did see it. You can definitely find it there right as you walk in the door, right in the hip hop section. You could definitely find it at Seattle Records. All good. Promoting local hip hop artists. But that's all I have for that. I'll come back to it. I could say it now. Okay, well, I guess it's related. So it's on Spotify thing. With Noah's help, I got it. I did all that stuff with DistroKid, so we should be able to find my album on Spotify again here, if not immediately, like pretty soon. I was trying to find out, but I wasn't able to get my question answered. So I think it's there. Okay. Country songs. I don't like Sunsets much or something. No progress, but I did hear the group from Nashville, and there was a songwriter there. Maybe I should be a little more proactive. I just don't know exactly what could come of it, but I did identify the songwriter of the group. I didn't actually know that was him. Maybe they had pointed him out before. So I'm a little unsure if I wanted to pursue it hardcore, but I wouldn't mind getting to know him. So it just wasn't the top priority, but maybe I should have. Anyhow, it could have been related to this. All right. All I can say is they're doing their best. They're doing their best. I'm sorry, but the bar was raised higher prior to them. For me, knowing the difference, I could say that, but it is what it is. So we're going forward with those folks, and they're there, but they're based in Nashville. Okay, YouTube channel. So I was able to add the 2 videos with Jack Toe Monday. No big explosive. He says he's going to email it to 500 people he knows, which is kind of why I did that. But at this point, we got 5 and 3 on the views. No problem. It took some time to get to know somebody, give him the opportunity to share what he wants to share. And I'm actually come to realize, and I'm kind of thankful, I'm releasing myself of the goal I've had of trying to share it once a day, which I've been falling behind on lately anyway. But my goal now is to go finish the year, Will wanted to change the name back to Saving Rabbi Yeshua. I'm not Finding Rabbi Yeshua Part 2. Anyhow, so I'm probably looking at sharing it about another little over 40 times between now and the end of the year. And we have about 70 more days left in the year. So that's about good. We'll be good. I'll be able to do that, I think. I'll make sure I get the job done on that. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. So anyhow, plan is next year is to, as a goal, because I do share my videos with people as when they're relevant to conversations I'm having or what have you. So what I would do, and I haven't tracked other videos I share with people, but just maybe I would set a goal, maybe sharing something from my YouTube channel, maybe 100 times in a year, and try to track. So it's like 2 or 3 times a week, right? Yeah. 50 weeks. Yeah, 2 times a week would cover that. Seems very doable relative to like once a day. That's a lot more challenging. So twice a week, and then sharing stuff like coworkers or talk about the ballots. So I had to break out the Biden's bags of ballots short. That just made sense there. That would be 2 right there, and I would just track that and maybe pay attention to that. Maybe not. But anyhow, that will be much more. I mean, I think it's good to stretch myself, and but I've been really stretching myself. And coming back to what I did with Jack here, if I try to set a goal with that, I don't know his target audience, and his peeps aren't exactly the people I'm around. So that would have been extremely tough if I tried to say, "Yeah, I'm going to share that once a day." I mean, the closest I could think of, we did like a little radio kind of play. Not radio. Well, we did. He gave me a script, and he's reading. That's his kind of based on his life story, meeting his wife. But if KIXI does radio theater, Jim French's imagination theater, that kind of thing. Some people like it. It's not something I can really understand. I've done drama. I've been in acting, drama, and middle school and community college, so I've done it. Not anything that I'm passionate about, but I have an appreciation for it, and like kind of getting into the character, I was fine, but it's nothing I could really like. It'd be very challenging for me to share that with 100 people. I can just say it right out the gate. Now, what I'm doing will, much more likely, but even still, I'm finding it to be very challenging. So, we're done with that. Like I said, at the beginning of the year, new goal. It's going to keep it out there, but not anything major. Now, another change I made with Will, instead of making these longer videos, and we can make longer videos. He has some lined up, but we're going to focus on shorts. And I didn't think I knew this, but maybe I didn't. He mentioned that you could do 60-second shorts. I don't really watch shorts, so I didn't know the length. But yeah, apparently they go up to 60 seconds. And now that I think about it, yeah, that's certainly the case. So I never even tried that. But there's a setting where you can change it 15 seconds, 60 seconds. So he was able to get one done in 36 seconds. So I think it's at maybe 19 views with 3 thumbs up, which I really good. It's good engagement. And it's not, because with my shorts, I mean, I just put the one out just now. It has up to 70 views right out the gate, and before I came on air, and that's what shuts it down. But thankfully, they send it back out after I end this show, and it seems to get up. It's on a good roll of about 500, a little over 500 views per. So for his, we're not looking at anything close to that when it's 19. However, that's good, response, and much easier to do. We can do it maybe at church or something like that. It doesn't have to go. I don't have to go to his place. But it did take him some takes to do it. So we'll see how he wants to do that. But I'm liking that strategy. So we'll see. I gotta say, yay! I got a new subscriber. I don't know exactly how or why, but I'm happy about that. And I think that's all. TikTok, yeah, 1,500 views. It's just does really good. I was talking to a fellow at the Seattle Records, and I think he does a reel a day or maybe a TikTok a day or whatever. I think he could pay a few big bucks or something. You get 1,000, it'll send out 1,000 for you, which I didn't know about. I could do something like that, but I just don't. He has a business to draw people into and to sell a product to get return on that investment. I don't know what $8 would do exactly for me at this point, but that's good insight. I really like to hear that. But without paying any money or anything like that, I am able to get a lot of responses because it sounds like, yeah, it's probably right about close to what he would be getting with paying, but maybe my stuff has a little more. Depends on the person, but it's a little more creative art type stuff for the most part. His kind of cool, but maybe just promoting what he's doing a little bit. So it's all good. He's got a lot more followers, of course, too. But anyhow, all this stuff, I just take it in. Instagrams, like I said, with what I'm doing right now with that's erroneous. I think it's kind of dropped off a little bit. I think it's probably the content. So, that's okay. Going forward with it, I'm not going to make changes because of that, but I'm just reporting to you that it's not doing too hot on Instagram, but it does good on TikTok and YouTube. So all good. I think that's it for that. Rules of engagement. I don't have anything new there. Bellevue Ballers, yeah, that's who we went. Had a quarterly function there. And Everett, all good, pretty good stuff. Um, yeah, man, it's no problem. I mean, I think we can hype the crowd up someday. I got plans, but it's not my time, or it can't happen yet. But it's all good. We're doing. We got something, so it's good. The other thing, I think that they used to do covers. They stopped doing covers, and I think there's been more. Maybe I don't know if they're pulling back on their overhead, or there's the costs have gone up. I'm not sure why that changed, because it certainly helped the audience. I think just singing along with stuff. It's just not. I don't know what their sales are for their original music, but I'm just saying back in the day it was way more. It's where the songs were more connected to what we do in our business as business people, and they were better, I would say. And yeah, it's just we'd hear them more. It just connected a lot better. But it doesn't mean, something's better than nothing. But yeah, it's not like it just doesn't have that singing along, get your kids singing. I mean, we used to have it. Used to be you'd have your kids singing in the car with you. That's how it used to be. It's not happening right now. So anyhow, maybe at some point I'll be a part of making songs for what we do. That would be a blessing. I'd love that. So I guess music for Back to the Rhymes. So okay. I'm gonna make a new song today, start a new song, but I'm gonna see Alex tomorrow, and so he's found a guitarist apparently, and that's cool. My goal was to finish writing out the 10 songs. I didn't do that, which is okay. I can knock some of these songs out. I got the framework for what I need, I would say. And bringing a keyboard and a mic. We don't have an interface. I'm not sure what that mic's going to get plugged into, but I'll bring it. I don't mind it because it forces us to get equipment, and we're going to find out about this guitarist, how, what are we doing here? Maybe he's done a lot of recording. I don't know yet, but it's moving forward. But then if we talk about music for Back to the Rhyme songs, I'm going to make a song, the next song, and I'm going to add it to the 10, to our album. That's the plan. So he'll ask me about what songs I've got, why not this one? So I could do the one I just did. That's an option too. Why not? But I'm not kind of planning this next one. I'll just tell him we can do the last one and the next one, or whatever he wants to do. But yeah, that way the lyrics are done, and I'm doing it. I don't have to take separate time. It's time here. That's good, because I've had that on my list for a long time. Have music for Back to the Rhyme songs. Well, there you go. Okay, so merch. The only shirt I got right now. I'm about to get some new merch, some new stuff I'm hearing. Again, we got to talk about that. My man Ken, they got a way to print. Apparently, they can't do it on the dark, but they can do it on a light, do it at a cost effective. But he talked about a tote bag. Now, I definitely would add the Goodyear Productions tote bag for myself. Take it to church, carry Bible and all the stuff I'm carrying around all the time. I'm very excited to get my hands on a Goodyear Productions tote bag. Let me tell you. So I don't know if it's white, maybe it'd be kind of a cream. Hopefully it doesn't get too dirty looking. But related to the Bellevue Ballers, they're hoping to get like doormats. I don't know, separate from Goodyear Productions, but I don't know if he could do a doormat again. He said this doesn't sound like a very robust screen. What do they call it? screen print or whatever, silk screen, whatever. It doesn't sound too strong, but it can do something. Anyhow, stickers, posters, and tote bag, shirt, hoodie, long sleeve. Because I don't wear hoods though for the kind of stuff because I neck and head. I don't do it, but a lot of people do like that. Can do all that. So let's just see. But he said he likes the design. And his girl are going to get one, so I appreciate that. And I guess no sales have been made, so wasn't glad to hear that, but it's okay. It's good. It's in a good spot. They're in a good spot, and again, and so I did send the artwork to them. So I did check my email the last day or two, but hopefully there's a response, and then we're gonna go to the next phase. But that's great. I'm just so excited to have a place that just I can work with to make merch, and that's good. He also talked about Bedazzle, I think Redbubble, Society 6 as places to sell your merch. So there we go. I didn't look into that yet, so I need to get in on that and say, all right, selling the merch, because I was like, well, Goodyear Productions. What should I? I don't have a website right now. He's keeping a website kind of. He says for him, he's got to keep his website active, but maybe I don't necessarily have to keep my website active. So then again, if I have my merch at one of these places, good, because I do like the design, but I do also want people to say, oh, what's Goodyear Productions? Tick, 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 and go to it, and then oh, cool, I want to get one, or hopefully they'll get it at the store. But if you saw somebody out in the wild, is that the word? They'd be like, okay, cool, I'm going to get one of those. So that's what's up. And I'm hearing maybe I should come up with some new designs too, but I'm not in charge of that. So we'll see what happens. See what happens there. Okay. Trump's going to dump yet again. How many people got to win 3 elections? My goodness. Okay, so it's funny. Let me share this. They talk about the declining support. If you go from Obama to Hillary to Biden to Harris for black voters, they talk about black male voters or young black male, but all of them, every last one, all of them. I mean, if it's 90% Obama or 80% for black men, it's now 40% gap. So if it was Obama, it was an 80% gap. I guess that would have been 90 to 10. Oh my goodness! And now it would be what? 40, 60, 70, 30, which is still significant. I mean, they've been talking about if Trump could get 25% of the black vote, which even those numbers don't exactly suggest that, but it's over, they say. Maybe 20%. It's certainly trending in the right direction. So, and so, yeah, that's the thing. But what I found interesting is like I didn't hear anyone say that. Why is Hillary so outperforming Harris? Why? Even Biden way outperforming her. I think it's really not. It's works still. Let's not say it doesn't work. Identity politics, and you owe it to your sister or whatever to vote for her. You got to stick together, but doesn't have as much sway as it used to. Clearly, it's losing ground because people are digging a little deeper, and they're like, "Well, hold on." Ben Carson did say way back in the day, people are voting against their own self-interest, and the reason they're doing that is because they don't really know what they're voting for. They're just voting identity politics. So people start to dig a little deeper, and they realize, oh, these guys are actually my enemy. Open borders, you bring in all the people, they take all the low-skilled jobs or whatever. People are hustling and scrapping, and they're just trying to figure it out. They're not from an affluent family. That kills you in those situations. So now you're losing what jobs you did have, and there's all kinds of things that are working against people in those low income, forcing up the minimum wage and stuff like that, and bringing in AI to, kiosks to replace jobs because you guys forced up the minimum wage. So there you go. Anyway, so people are waking up to a degree, not completely, but it's just a little by little. It's interesting that I got to say too, Lord Jamar is the new man. Lord Jamar, brand Nubian, yo. He just came out and he's swinging hard, man. And I love it because one by one, and some people are like, oh man, you were brand Nubian, you can't. No, you can and you should. So it's all about keeping it real. And again, I say conscious rap is a reason I believe I can attribute, and it's only recently I figured this out. Conscious rap is the reason I became a critical thinker, truth seeker, because of that attitude of, hey, don't just believe everything you're told. You should go check it out for yourself. That taught me that. So that should lead people to get educated and see what's really going on. So you'll be glorified. I don't have anything new on that. Exactly. No. Again, some good singing, pretty good. I don't see that. Yeah, and I didn't see these folks I've been gone this week, so I don't know. So no new news there. Oh, yeah, and like I said, I'll wait till I get to Nashville to really pursue it outside of something that happens in the flow of life. Current events, kind of talk about the election. I think that kind of covers it for the most part. I can't really think of anything else right now. So that's I mean, today's 10/20, October 20th. Let's count it out. Election day is November 5th. So, and today was a big deal because I had my fantasy basketball draft. So I'm good to go for the next baseball season. I'll keep it going. I like politics too, and you want the polls to be real, and you want the votes to be real. Otherwise, this stuff stinks. I can't stand it. I mean, let's have legitimate voting. I mean, these swing states and all that. And here's the thing. Okay, November 5th election day, but you're voting way before that, and the results of the election won't be figured out till when? And I probably have to go back and see. I do remember if the election ended last time on a Tuesday, probably into the weekend, 2020, and Rush was still here, but he's like, Fox News has to call it for Biden and then it's over, that kind of thing. I remember that. But sad, and Mike Lindell's working on getting rid of the electronic voting. It's going to be tough. But you definitely need to get rid of it, at least in the red states. That's a good start, These things are so crooked. I mean, you'll see it even in the red states because they got liberal cities wherever, and they're just playing all kinds of games. All right, so that's that. So election day, 2 weeks out, right? Today's the 20th, 27th, 3rd, a little over 2 weeks. And then the votes will be counted. I missed at the post office delivering the ballots and some of the pamphlets, and I'm not upset about that. But yes. And by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, my carrier did not put the pamphlet in each mailbox where we live, and that is not the job. The job is to put it in each mailbox. So I actually had to relocate where I live. I wouldn't even seen the pamphlets if I didn't relocate them from a table. If you came in the front door, but if you came up the back to your mailbox, you wouldn't see it, So this mailman who was off the clock had to relocate it to where the people where I live could even see the pamphlet. And what am I saying? And I might have mentioned last week. I apologize if I'm repeating it. For one, all these carriers, they're not even from here, don't know anything about. They don't even know what the election is. What do they know? And so, why am I depending on that? And again, probably even years past, we probably had voters pamphlets. Even if you're voting in person, you're not going to just show up to the election in person with no information. So I got to believe these things were mailed. I actually, maybe I'll look into that. But seriously, so if we're really going to have a mail-in ballot, we better have that pamphlet to go with it, you know. So, and there's no address on these pamphlets. There's really, if it's your day off, week off, there's no way to track whether someone got their pamphlet or not. There's no address on it. And they take this stuff really serious in terms of, you know, if someone doesn't live there anymore, or you endorse it as a carrier and put it in a special area, even though it'd be junk mail typically because of what they pay, but political mail is special, but that's pretty lame. I mean, probably need to have an address at least on these voters pamphlets. That would be a good thing, I would say, for the time being. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to the rhymes, finish this off. So I already know what I'm gonna say. Yeah, let me just in the interest of time, it's very simple. Now, yeah, by the way, yeah, see, next week I have something going, so I couldn't start my next song at the other location, which I want to. So I apologize in advance to the young lady who wants to see that happen. So I'm sorry, but I need to have a nice, easy, no challenges Sunday. But I'm taking that once a month Sunday on. I'm getting close, so I've got a lot of help, so I might be able to just kind of get out and not have to deal with it. But yeah, let me just do this. I'm sorry, I should have given myself a little more time, but the final one is this: you have heard it said. The story of Jesus, I'll say the stories of Jesus and his disciples were, this isn't a rhyme, but it's what it's called, were in a covenant that was new. Okay. Verily I say unto you, that's erroneous. Yeah, I thought I would start a new song, and I guess I'm not. Yeah. Can't do it. All right. Verily I say unto you, that's erroneous. Because since Jesus never said anything, yeah, that's lowercase, anything new. And I probably could have got my man Rabbi Matt's book and showed it, brought up the idea of doing a little interview. Not sure that would be the thing to do, but at the very minimum, we want to promote. I want to promote the book and the conversation. Did he not say anything? Did he say something new? I don't think he didn't say anything new. So that's that. All right. So that's and so I would, if I had time, recite this, but I'm not going to have time to do that. So that's going to be it for Back to the Rhymes for this week. Glad you all could join. I will recite this, and I apologize I didn't get to the new song, but I know what it's going to be about. I think every last person can relate to what it's going to be about. And I don't know if there's a song titled that. I didn't hear the phrase in the service this morning, and I think it's very relevant. So look forward to that next week. Until next time, back to the rhymes.